I did not invent visible mending, nobody did. For goodness sakes, it's been around forever. There's been so much mending always throughout history, it is bound to show occasionally. When fabrics were costly and clothes were handmade, we all preserved them for years, even generations. We had no choice. Until the 19th century, fabrics were hand-woven too. That is, after seed was planted and grown, or flock tended, harvested, processed, and spun, maybe all by the same person. The linen cloth you can see in the PDF came into my possession complete with handwritten provenance that tells how Marie Elizabeth Damier grew the flax in Tiège near Baden in the late 18th century, and how Irene Marie Vedder, fresh off the boat on Ellis Island, sewed it in 1918. This still happens routinely in remote, poor or destabilized regions, and many a back-to-the-land textile artisan these days is experimenting with the age-old ways by choice. Farm-to-table isn't only a food term. During the centuries when mending was not an aesthetic choice but a necessity, obvious repair was despised as a marker of poverty rather than valued and collected as artifact or fashion inspiration. These days, fashion is quite in love with imperfection and deconstruction and patching. It has loved them since at least the 1970s, which happens to be when most home mending faded away. From the abomination that is mass-distressed denim at the low end, to the likes of Alessandro Michele's embellished Gucci gear and haute fashion likes the look, but it can only sell us brand-new, perfect imperfection. It can never produce true mending. That is one of the best things about VM. Decorative repair is intensely personal and artisanal. It is done by hand, ideally by you, or at least someone you know. It is not outsourced to factories. And the skills are easy to acquire. Visible mending is for everyone, including the non-visual and the all-thumbs and the sewing novice. It's experimental stitchery, mending improv, fun with thread, arty and exuberant and colourful and silly. The only way to go wrong is to say, I can't. It's a craft, but of a modern cast, more art than Etsy. There are infinite ways to execute a VM, and there will never be another one like yours. And though you will never sew two men's the same, you will evolve a style of your own. It's as inevitable as handwriting, if you can remember how to do that. Generally, visible mending encompasses a rebellion against the fashion status quo, a refusal to dress correctly, and thus a refusal to further line the pockets of a few over-rich white male, conscience-free titans of industry. Personally, I prefer VM militantly unpretty, and I often build in deliberate mess. If a mend ends up too professional, it simply looks shop-bought. And shop-bought usually means produced in titanic factories in China, or worse, in semi-regulated, probably dangerous smaller ones in Myanmar or Djibouti, or wherever labour is currently even cheaper than in notorious Bangladesh. But there is no rule that a VM must be a statement or a mess. It truly is for everyone, and you will even find hearts and flowers in this book. Also plenty of rainbows. No unicorns, though. As the movement grows, there are menders of all stripes, including stripes. No matter how you do it, VM comes with myriad unsuspected side benefits. So, to sum up the what of visible mending, here are the top 10 reasons to mend. Time. Sewing slows it. Earth. Every mend helps. Money. Costs little. Is priceless. Fashion. Mending is truly trending. Respect. Honor the clothes makers. History. Domestic drudgery reborn. Security. The pleasant feeling of fixed. Uniqueness. Makes every garment special. Connection. Mending with friends is bonding. And mendfulness. Out of your minds, into your hands. Menditation, which happens when you apply attention and mindfulness, or mendfulness, thus manipulating time, is my favourite, though the feeling of security that ensues when your elbow no longer protrudes from your old faithful sweater is not to be understated. I promise you will deeply understand and appreciate all 10 by the end of this book.